What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So we got my introduction to my next build, and it's gonna be a NASCAR. Might be wondering, why is there two bodies? Well, I'm gonna do two of them at the same time, and you might be thinking to yourself, like, I never do two models at the same time. It's just not fun for me. But since these are NASCAR, pretty much only thing is different is going to be the body color and the decals and stuff, but the whole chassis, everything is obviously the same color because, you know, it's NASCAR, so they all share the same color. So I do two models at the same time if they're basically a race car and everything else is basically the same color except the body. So but if you're asking me to do two models which are different from each other, yeah, I'm not doing that. But since this is NASCAR, we can do two, and I figured do two because one of them I want to do really badly, and the other one I kind of want to do because I do get a lot of questions on decals, and I figured we'll do that one because, you know, that one's pretty simplified, and you know, show you how I do it and stuff. But enough of that. First off, before we get to the bodies, we're going to show you all of the aftermarket resin parts we have here. So you can see here there are tons of parts here. Basically, I'm not adding any 3D printed parts. I'm actually just replacing the parts that comes in the kit initially to make them more detailed, you want to call it. Only thing that I am adding is literally this thing. This one does not come in the kit at all. This is like an oil receiver, you want to call it, which sits on, it actually sits back here behind the driver, and then, you know, it pumps oil into the engine and stuff. So that's the only thing that does not come in the kit. It's not really necessary because, to be honest, you don't see it, but hey, it's in there. Once it's in there, you know it's in there. But that's the only thing that's being added. Everything else is being basically just replaced into, you know, more detailed look. So first off, we're gonna go ahead and go to the seats. These are really nice seats, and these are very nice, more accurate. So we got some nice seats, and these are molded in, which is nice. These are actually molded separate from the kit. And remember, I built the next gen NASCAR once, which is the Camaro, and I never had a hard time with these seats, but I got these 3D printed ones, and these look more accurate. So very cool. So we got those, and also for sticking interior. So these NASCAR, this is basically the 2022 next gen Ford Mustang. This is when JR models did not include any dashboard, because dashboard will be on this tree. It would be somewhere stuck over here, so there's no dashboard. So you know, that's not a big deal because some NASCAR, they don't run dashboards, but I will say most of them do. But we did find the 3D printed one, and this one's actually more accurate than the dashboards that do come in the kit. So here is the dashboard, and it's actually very nice. And then there is the center console. That's actually what the center console actually looks like. The ones that comes in the kit, what Jim did, it was like an afterthought, and his center console is much skinnier, or probably just as wide, not sure, but it goes down and connects to the transmission tunnel, which actually does not do that in the actual car. It's literally just like that. It's just like a little pad right there, just hangs there. And then on the controls, it does have all the 3D printed controls and switches and knobs and stuff that goes on there. So yeah, very cool. So we do have two of them. So for both of the cars, I think to be double, tripled, or whatever you want to call it, doubled, because I am doing two. And this is the display center screen, you want to call it, that goes on there. So very cool. And then yeah, the legs, and we got the controls. So got two of those. And then also the final piece is the steering. That is the steering linkages, or the steering crane, you want to call it, or shaft. So that's very cool, and that will connect right to the dashboard. And then one more thing for the interior, actually two more. We have a new clutch, or not clutch, you know, shifter, which is very nice. So we just have to cut that free still. So we got that, and then we have nice different steering wheels. So very cool. This one I might do probably in a Joey Logano's, which we are doing. And then this one, we're going to do the other one, because the other one I'm going to do as the road course, because he won the road course, which I will tell you who that driver is. That is going to be a 2023, and this is the 2022 Joey Logano's championship winner. So we got that. And then also for one more thing for your dashboard, we have all of the modules that connects to it and stuff. I believe this is like the engine sensor or whatever. I'm not really sure what they are. I think that's the engine sensor. That is something, a transponder. I don't know, but they connect to the dashboard. So that's pretty much about it for the interior. Let's move on to, let's do these first. These are actually much nicer detailed fuel caps, or fuel tips you want to call it. So much more detailed than the ones that comes in or molded onto the body. So we got those. And then one more thing for that stuff before we move on to the actual engine is we got some new springs. These springs are just absolutely beautiful. The detail on these things are just incredible. So this one is the back one, because it has the reservoir right there and stuff, and then this is the front one. So very cool. And these springs, they do actually move. If you look here, they are molded separate, and you can move them. See, it's so cool. So yeah, we got some nice updated springs, so those are going to look really nice. So we got 4 of each, because again, we're doing 2. Back ones you're not going to see much, but the front ones you do definitely see it, because under the hood there's no fenders, obviously, in these NASCAR engine bays. Speaking of engine bays, we got a new updated engine. This is a Pacific Ford NASCAR engine. So very cool. So there is the block, very nice. And then all of the header. These probably won't use these, because we'll probably just use the kit ones. But we got that, and we got all of the intakes and all that good stuff here. Just the detail on these things are just incredible. I mean, that's mold open, you can see. So we are putting in a much more detailed engine. Look at that. Look at detail in that thing. So yeah, detail in this engine is much more better and very nicer, and you can tell it is a Ford, because it does say Ford Performance on there. So just in case you don't know, not a huge NASCAR guy. NASCAR, obviously each manufacturer, Ford, Chevy, and Toyota, they have their own engines. So this is a particular Ford one. So very cool. Yeah, so that's that. And then one more thing is going to be the brakes. So those are the front brakes. These are the rear ones, and you can tell they are just slotted. And then these are the actual brakes themselves. That's the front one, that's the back one, and also these things also have the pads separate, so you can paint the pads. The pads are actually like a weird bluish, like greenish kind of color. So very cool. And then the brakes are like a titanium gold, you want to call it. So we got that. And then one more thing, new wheels, BBS wheels. So very cool. So we got those, and then I got one mocked up and show you inside the tire. Look at that. That's super nice. And then here is just compare a difference. Here's the kit one. I'll go ahead and mock this up for you. So yeah, you can definitely tell a difference. This one's much fatter and obviously skinnier. They have to do it fatter because, for mold issues purposes, because obviously you can't make this thin because the mold will fail every time. So they do have to make them a little bit fatter, the spokes, but we'll come in and you can tell the spokes are much skinnier on the 3D printed ones. So very cool. And then also on the 3D printed ones, we do have the lug nut, the single nut separate too, so we can paint that in the correct color. So yeah, very cool. So we're doing a lot of detail. That's pretty much about it. Then yeah, that's pretty much about it. I didn't start working on anything else. So yes, we are doing 2 of them. I did say Joey Logano, so this is the Joey Logano's car. I pretty much got the body all set. The bodies are actually very clean in this kit. The only mold lines you do have to worry about is back here. That shoots down to the bumper. They're actually pretty thick, so take your time, get those out. but that's really only mold line. Another thing that I'm going to do to the body is I'm just going to cut out this exhaust, because they do have one in the kit where, you know, it lines up there. So we're just going to cut that out so it's open, because I don't really like that molded one in there. So we'll just cut that out, make that hollow, and then also we're going to get rid of this one that's molded into the body, and then of course we can replace it with the 3D printed one I have, much more detailed. So we're gonna get rid of that, but that's pretty much the only thing we're gonna do to the body, and everything else looks, you know, very nice. So the Joey Logano one is molded in a yellow. You can just paint it in, just keep it as yellow, but mine particularly, the body is actually a different yellow shade than the hood. So, but it don't matter. I paint my models anyway, so I'm gonna paint it anyway. And then for that, we're gonna use nitro yellow from Splash Paints. So I had this color laying around in my bin for quite some time, so that looks very accurate and very close to Joey Logano's car. And this one is the lightweight one. This one is the parts bag one, or, you know, like the kit bag you got from Mike's Decals. So very cool. So it is white, and again, we're doing the same modifications, cutting out the exhaust. And then for this one, we're doing the road course one. For the road course, they raced at, the gas filler cap was actually on the passenger side of the car. So what we're going to do is we're just going to fill this in, and then we're just going to go ahead and drill out the hole on this side for the 3D printed one I have, and then that will be the road course. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to steal the winch wiper from the Toyota kit, because JR Models, they only included the winch wiper and mud flaps in the Toyota NASCAR kits. So I'm just going to open a Toyota NASCAR, and we're just going to rob the winch wiper, the single wiper for this kit, because we are doing a road version. So just in case you're wondering which road car I'm doing, we are doing, I forgot to get the decal sheet, but we are doing the Michael McDowell Horizon Hobby NASCAR, his winning car last year. That was super cool. I want to do his car because I know, you know who I am, and you know, if you've been on my channel, NASCAR, RC trucks was my very first hobby before modeling, and Horizon Hobby is sponsoring NASCAR, not full time. I would say they sponsor NASCAR probably 5 times each year, but that was just super ironic. He had the Horizon Hobby paint scheme on, and he won in that race. So that is super cool. So yeah, we're gonna do this one as his winning car. So we are gonna do some modification on this car, fill in this gas tank over here, and then drill the hole on the opposite side, because they filled up, the pits were on the opposite side of the car. So, but that's pretty much about it. And then the color, just in case you're wondering about the Michael McDowell's Horizon color, Splash Paints, I did contact him, and he custom mixed me the Horizon Hobby blue. So I'm not sure what blue you call this, but we're just gonna call it Horizon Hobby blue. So the car is actually blue and white, but I can just use any kind of white. The white doesn't matter as long as it's not metallic, because it was not metallic. It was just like a plain white. So we can just use his like frost white or something. And then very cool, Sam. Thank you so much for this. We got the Horizon Hobby blue, and this is gonna look really cool. So we got a 2-tone paint job to do on his car. But that is it. And yeah, I just want to show you my introduction, my max builds. And yeah, we're gonna be doing 2 of them, and yeah, then after that, my next update will show you the chassis and stuff, because I gotta do 2 of them, and just show you I did not start anything. It is literally all here. So this is the, it don't matter which it is, but it came from the white body. The Joey Logano ones is still in the box, but that's a good thing about doing 2 cars exactly the same, because you don't have to be specific about parts. That's why I don't do 2 models are completely different from each other, because that gets me overwhelmed, and to me it's not fun. But since these are the same exact NASCAR 2 Fords, only thing different is literally the body color, the chassis, everything else is really the same color, so that part doesn't stress me out as much. So yeah, very cool, and I hope you would stick around for this, and it should be a pretty cool project. But until my next video, guys, I'll catch you next time.